Servus and welcome. I'm Vera at Spilled Coffee Crafts, and today we are keeping it real. Guys, I have a confession to make. I have a complete video ready, all cut and everything to go live, but I'm not posting it. I am not convinced that this is what I want to show for my artwork. The whole video long, I try to convince you, or more myself, that I like the result, but it's not true. I show you what I did, and I will also enter a picture of the finished page here, because everything was ready and also already in my journal, but I'm not happy with it. These are the pieces I made. These are faux enamel signs that I had on my page, and looking at them as they are like this, they are okay. They are not really bad, but they are also not good. Also, cutting the video, I realized that I forgot an important step. Not only showing you this step, but also I forgot completely that this step is necessary. And this is also why the stamping on these turned out as it is. So even with the finished page and everything, then also have the background for these was not as I wanted them to be. Yeah, whatever. I will keep these, and even if I only keep them as a reminder that sometimes, yeah, you fail or you have a learning experience. Let's put it like this. Okay, so we abandon these. I will not throw them out. I'm just not using them at the moment. And this is how my page is looking now. I ripped it completely out. Also the background, it just didn't work. It was not the right background for these signs. It didn't work in this setting. It was not the right thing. And I tried to remove them from, but yeah. And then I was so annoyed and I just ripped everything out. And I'm quite pleased that the cardboard itself didn't take any harm. So there are some residue things of the page on them, but I'm fine with this. I can glue something over. And I came up with the same plan, but a little bit different. So, and yeah, I want to have, as because this is my very first page, yeah, in this journal. You saw me making the ticket booth and the ticket, and I wanted to have here something, because this whole journal is telling kind of a story. So not like in a storybook, but still it is a cohesive journal that all to the same theme, and there is kind of a story behind it. And as I already have the ticket booth and the ticket, there needs to be something that goes before in time. So before you come to the ticket booth. And I want to have here, this is my idea and I'm still sticking to it. I want to have here a faux enamel sign that guides us to the ticket booth and the entrance to the asylum. So it's like an old wall, and this is working much better for it. I'll show you again. So because this is already, and this is clean, I assure you there is nothing wrong with this paper, but it already looks as if there would be mold stains, because the wall was wet. You see where I'm going, and there are water stains on it. So I'm liking this background much better. I'm not sure if I want to do more to it or just leave it as it is, but in general, I like this a lot better than the other one. And I also changed my idea. I don't want to have two different signs. My idea is more like this. Can you see it? Yeah. I want to have one bigger sign here that says Asylum Entrance, and then these old-fashioned arrows that you see on old enamel signs. At least I have this in my mind, a sign like this that also has these arrows. And the text underneath is then tickets here. So this would guide you to the entrance of the asylum and to the ticket booth. And this is one sign. The two signs like this on the page, it just didn't work. No, it didn't. And maybe I also will only have, I will have all 4 holes here for where the sign is mounted. So there will be all the 4 holes here, but maybe I just put in one screw and let it dangle a bit like it's already loose, something like this I have in mind. We will see, but first we need to make the sign, and I will guide you through the process, how I make this sign. And this time I won't forget the important step I forgot on the other ones. But I have a few more challenges with this one because I'm not sure if I have stamps that have letters big enough for this sign. These are the ones that I used here, and it could work. If this is, because this is more or less the real size of the sign I want to have here, and asylum entrance here, tickets. This could work. Yeah. And I think if they're on one sign, yeah, it would look better, simply. Okay, that's what we are going to make. Enjoy. I hope I gathered everything that I need. We will see. Okay, this is what I want to make. These were my practice pieces. And I love them. They are gorgeous. And why I messed up the other ones, I'm not sure. So, you see, they are fine, but not as good as these. Yeah, and there are several things. The stamping is not as bold, which is of course due to the font, but still it is not as black, and they don't work really. Okay, so what I did to make these ones is I watched a few YouTube videos. There is one from Brenda, so Plasterworks. She does faux enamel signs, but she is using a completely different technique because she makes them more like raised metal signs, and she uses die cut letters, and she needs these raised letters for the technique she is doing. That is a little bit more like I did it on my recording sign. If you watch this video, I'll link it below if you're interested. But I don't have a die cutting machine, and I don't have die cut letters. So this was not an option for me, even if they looked gorgeous. Or the sign she made looked beautiful. Okay, so I searched further, and then I found a video, and I think it is by Crafty by Tony. I will search for it and link it also in the description below. And she made faux enamel signs like this with embossing powders. And these when I saw this video, I knew this was the route I want to go. And this is how they came to life or into being. Yeah. And then I messed completely up. So, okay, I have made my base for the sign. This is, yeah, the size that I want to. This is 4 inches by 3.5, something like this, because we need the arrow, we need the 2 lines up here and 1 line down here. So yeah, this is the sign. And you see it has already these darkened edges because this is old paper, and I thought I would go with this because yeah, it already looks old and like it has gotten wet or something like this. So I hope it will add to the charm of this. Guys, give me a second. I need to lose my sweater. And I'm back. The sun is shining in my studio today and it got pretty warm. Which is a nice thing. I'm already longing for spring and warm weather. So where was I? Yeah, because of the paper. So then the first step that we need to do is that we cover the whole thing with white embossing powder. And I have, what we need is white embossing powder and clear, the clear in a later state. Now we are covering the whole sign with white embossing powder. And I use the C6 one. This is the same brand and the same sort that gave me so much trouble with my ticket booth, if you watch this video. But for this occasion, this might be fine because there is no fine detail work, anything. I just want to cover the whole sheet. And the only problem or challenge I have with this is that I only have this this pen for this embossing pen. I don't have a stamp pad and I don't have an embossing dauber. Yeah, because I just wanted to try out how embossing is working for me, and it's not my favorite technique yet, but it's okay and it adds additional things to what we can do in our journals. So we will see. For now, I need to find something different to have the powder on here. And what worked for me with these ones is matte medium. So I will coat this with a. Oh, and I need to move this because I want this to have for the embossing. So for the powder. So and I will have a. And I'm using my silicone brush so I can really get a smooth, thin layer. We don't need really a thick layer here. It's just we need the powder to stick to something. So medium. Okay, I think this should work. Now, and I'm always checking that I'm having the white powder because there is not much different in the white and the clear one, and I several times reached for the wrong one. So. And of course I forgot one thing, my tweezers, but yeah, this will work also without. Let's see. Yeah, and I leave this a little bit to dry because I hope the powder will dry on the matte medium so my heat tool doesn't spread it everywhere. And I'm heating it up. And I know with the matte medium, because it's quite liquid, during the embossing, this will bubble up a little bit, which I don't mind because the look I'm going for is an old metal sign and an old enamel sign, and they are bumpy when you're looking at them. So because the rust is pulling up the enamel. So this should be fine. Okay, this worked so much better than yesterday. I think you can't, at least you can see the shine, right? So, and also this is why I also used this ivory colored paper. The ivory with the, is this, yeah, that's fine. With the white embossing powder already gives this old feeling to the, like this old enamel signs have. So, and not having a complete even surface also adds to this illusion that this is already old and the enamel starts cracking. Yeah, I'm happy with this. And also there is one spot there is where no embossing powder is, and I'm happy with this too, because this will take the ink and then this will be a rust spot, right? Oh, I'm happy with this one. Yeah, so much better, so much better. Okay, so that's the base. I forgot my inks. This is why I had to pause for a second to gather my remaining things. Okay, so the next step that we are doing is grunging up this plate. And for these, I use these archival inks. I use the archival ones, even if it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, archival inks, even if they are archival and permanent, they are not supposed to dry, or they are simply not made to dry on non-porous surfaces. So if you're using it on embossing, it is likely to smear if you're having something wet or not completely drying, and yeah, it can make a mess. Still, for this part where I'm grunging up, I don't care so much if it's smearing in the end, because yeah, this is supposed to look grungy and rusty and all the, yeah, all these things. So I can live with that. But for the stamping part, this I don't want to smear. I'm showing you also here on these signs. This is the one that has completely clear stamping, you see. And this one is smeared. Can you see it? It's still okay, but it's not as crisp and good as this one. It's smeared when I put the last layer over it. So what we need to take care that the stamping, so the words, you need to do with a permanent ink that is designed to dry on a smooth, non-porous surface. So I use StazOn. There are other brands out there that make these inks. I'm using the StazOn. Yeah, we can also add there more. So this is already looking better. Also with these spots where we have no, we can add there some ink also. Yeah. So that's this first part, and maybe I will add even more to the edges, make them a little bit wider, the already scrunched up areas, the rusty areas. And you see, this is also what I mean with the not even surface. Then you get this, and this is really, can you see this? Yeah, this is how this is really looking on real enamel signs. I've seen these spots and markings. And the black I only doing really on the edge, because I just want them well defined. And yeah, so I'm adding also a little bit of black there. Okay, that's the first step. And now for the stamp, before the stamping, there needs to be an additional step. Because even with the StaySome designed to dry on such a surface, I found, I show you on this one, because this is the step I forgot with this one. When I tried to use the matte medium for the coating layer, some of the letters really came kind of off. So, and I let this dry, because you need this, let this dry longer than you would expect it. So I really had this sitting for more than an hour, because this is also something I found with this has been sitting, which is so crisp and everything. This has been sitting also for at least an hour, and this one I didn't let dry as long. So yeah, this is an important step. And I also think that the black will come out better when I put the matte medium under it, because the ink has something to grab on. I think with this non-porous surfaces, with these smooth surfaces, the grip is the ink cannot really hold on. You know what I mean? I'm explaining it badly. But this is an important step, and this was also something that I learned from the video from Crafty by Tony. And she was 100% spot on with this. So the next step is to put another layer of matte medium on here. And this layer needs to dry, because we want to stamp on it. And you see, even the matte medium, I'm not sure if you can see it, but even the matte medium has some problems gripping to the to the embossing, or to the embossed areas. So okay, I will let this dry and then come back with the stamping. Here we go. Okay, I updated my stamping block. And you see, this is the exactly same technique I used for stamping the Asylum for Creatively Insane on my cover pages. Just, it says, I think you can't read it, can you? It says now Asylum Entrance. And these two blocks I know that they are the wrong way up. And this is by design or by default, because I only need them so the stamps are holding together better, because Asylum is 2 letters shorter than Entrance. So I have this here just for a better holding together of the block. And I know that this will not look exactly as a printed sign would, or a professionally made sign would look, but still it is exactly the same look that I have on the cover, so I'm fine with it. And I want to have this up here. Yeah, then we can have the arrow here, and then we can have here tickets, and this is quite a long word, so maybe we will also need tickets here, here, tickets here, in 2 lines. But this part I will do offline, so you don't need to watch me fiddling around with stamping blocks and assembling them. Okay, so this is what we are now doing together. This is my STAYS-ON. Oh, and fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm loading up the stamps. I'm making sure these are up high enough so they don't get any ink on them. So let's hope we have enough ink on them. Whew. Now, don't hold your breath. Relax and place. And now press down all of them. Oh, I also brought one of these acrylic blocks so I can have pressure on these. Oh, and I just thought that oh guys, why didn't you tell me? Ah, that's fine. Yes. You see, I placed my E the wrong way up. Okay. But that's a mistake I can live with. Okay. Guys, you should have told me. I'm sure you saw this, right? Oh, and you let me stamp it like this. But as said, this is a mistake I can live with because, yeah, this is creatively insane, right? Again, the difference to these ones is, of course, that this is a completely different font. So it is not as bold. So yeah, of course, the look is a different one. Still, I think compared to this, it looks better. More crisp. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, now I turn the camera off. I will stamp the second part, and also for the arrow, I don't have a stamp. So, but I have this stencil that has an arrow head and these lines and also an arrow tail. So I will use this and set this together here and try to have this stenciled with the STAYS-ON on here for the arrow. Okay, I see you. I'm back when this is completely stamped. And I'm back. Guys, what do you think? So much better, right? And see, I also put the E from the ticket here in the same upside down way, so it looks intentional now. At least this one was intentional. But we're still talking about the Asylum of Creatively Insane, so yeah. Yeah, and the ticket got a little bit away from me. And I also found out, which I already knew, but yeah, I can't stamp tickets here because I don't have enough letters to stamp the word here in one, because I don't have two E's in my alphabet stamps. So I would need to stamp each letter at itself, and then it will, the spacing would be even more all over the place. So I just have the tickets here. And we are dry. And the next step is, again, we are putting a layer of matte medium over here. And the last layer is then a layer of clear embossing powder. Okay, I give this a minute to cool down. Look. Oh, this is looking so much better. So. I'm just feeling if there are any unembossed areas, but this is fine. I give you a close up. And you see there was a little bit of bubbling up, but I'm totally fine with this. This is so good. This is like the metal underneath the enamel is already rusting and is pushing up the enamel. Oh yeah. And also with the embossing this time, the black came out much better. So it was much more grayish before the last layer. Now it's nice and black. And I know that the error stands out, but this is how it is supposed to be. Let's call it like this, because if you're seeing a sign from the distance, then you see the arrow and you know, okay, oh, this is a direction sign. And then if you come closer, you can see, okay, it's the direction to where. But I've seen this on signs before, that the arrow is the pronounced thing. So I'm not worried about this. Okay, here we are. And I cleaned up my desk because there was embossing powder everywhere. Still, with being so careful. Okay, but now this is my journal with the page where everything ripped off. This is our new background, and I added a few things. I added a few spots of green here. They were not here before. So to just give more this impression of this is a wet wall, there is some moss growing, something like this. And then I added this spider's web with a spider. Yeah, it's kind of an abandoned place. Nobody knows exactly. And just for funsies, I have these two little bugs down here. So, and this will go in here like this. And I will have this sign on with all four breads. Yeah. I was thinking of just having 2 or 3 and having this kind of loose. Or if I had just one, it would be like this, but yeah, I'm not liking it. So I have these breads and I already put the holes in the background. I put the sign on there, made 4 dots, and then I made the holes with my awl. Yeah, and I'm using this dark bronze. Oh, did I bring only 3? Typically me. Yeah, it seems now I have to find one more of the dark ones. Yes, here it is. Because I want to glue this also on my page. I don't want them to be raised this much, which means I give them a gentle, it only needs a gentle touch, so they are flat. You see, now they are really flat with the paper. Can you see it? So they're here, also here in the middle. And this doesn't hurt on the other side. So I only need a gentle touch with this. Okay. So this can go in here now. What do you think? I'm giving you a second glance of the abandoned page. Let's call it like this. What do you think? I'm much more happy with how this is now. I like it much more than the other. What you see also here now, I smeared a little bit the spider's web I drew on here, and I just drew this on here with pencil. So, and I'm fine with this. This is now just gray, and yeah, a spider's web is only visible in the light or if there is some dust on it. So there should be, this should be very subtle. So I'm not mad about smearing this. And if I want, I can even redraw it. So that's not something I'm concerned with. Yeah. This is now a page that I will be happy to open my journal to. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you're with me with this new page. And see you next time. Bye.